Heyo, I'm the Yorkshire Time Lord, and this is Doctor Who for Dogs, Dogbolter. Okay, so before I get into today's video, I just want to talk about something really cool that happened over on Twitter. Basically, on my Yorkshire Time Lord Twitter, which is quite new, the at Yorkshire Time L, Katie Manning tweeted me, and she watched my video. Yeah, the Katie Manning, who played Jo Grant in Doctor Who, obviously, as we all know, because we're all Whovians, so it's pretty obvious saying that. But yeah, she tweeted and she'd watched the Cybershades video. That's just like really cool. Who'd have thought that someone like that, someone who's actually in the show, would have watched it? But there you go. She did. This week, I shall be talking about the Doctor Who character Dogbolter, who was introduced in the Doctor Who magazine comic strip, and he's also appeared in Big Finish, so he's kind of crossed over from Doctor Who magazine to Big Finish. In the Big Finish audio, he was voiced by the actor Toby Longworth, who has been in a few Big Finish productions, most notably things like The Spectre of Lanyon Moor and The Apocalypse Element. His full name is Josiah W. Dogbolter, and it's so weird, it's called Dogbolter, but he's not a giant dog. He's actually a frog. He's a frog that stands on 2 feet, and it's called Dogbolter. I just don't get that. It's just so weird. It's like a really, really, really bizarre, almost kind of Graham Williams-like idea. But he's not a Fourth Doctor character, even though you'd think he would be. He was first introduced in the Fifth Doctor comic strip, which was called Moderator. Quite a cool name, the Moderator. You know, it's really, really good name. He was a ruthless businessman who happened to look like a frog. And he's a bit of a fan favourite character, and I can see why. He's a really, really cool character. You know, he's quite a foil for a Doctor, and quite a few incarnations of a Doctor have met him. The 5th Doctor has, the 6th, and the 7th Doctor, and the 12th. And he's the owner of a company, Intravenous Inc. He actually owns Venus, Mars, Jupiter, as well as a mining road Celeste, which is crazy. A frog owning 4 planets, that's just mad. It's such a crazy idea. I love it. And later he becomes the president of the solar system, which is quite cool. And one of the things I quite like about the character is that he really fits that kind of really insane, kind of weird, wacky kind of style that I like in my Doctor Who. It's quite a strange, quirky, out of this world character, and fits in that kind of Douglas Adams-esque vibe, which I really like. Those kind of episodes like the Pirate Planet, as I mentioned before, and things like the City of Death, and think of things like that, like the Unicorn and the Wasp is another good example of that kind of episode. And a lot of the 11th Doctor episodes are kind of like that as well. I really like things that are just out there, crazy, wacky Doctor Who. I think it's a great style. It's something I'd love to see, a character I'd love to see cross over into a TV series. I think he'd work really well in the TV series. I quite like that idea of a frog who's a businessman. It's crazy. I could see Chris Chibnall doing that. I could totally see him introducing him in a TV series. But I really like how the 12th Doctor deals with him. In the 500th anniversary Doctor Who magazine comic, I mean, he's just completely ruthless. He basically exposes him to the universe with the help of Sharon Allen, who was the companion to the 4th Doctor in the Doctor Who magazine comic strips back when it was called Doctor Who Weekly. And she's like a reporter now. She exposes him, broadcasts his confession to murder on the Galactic Broadcasting Corporation, which is really funny. It's kind of like the BBC, but Galactic Broadcasting Corporation, GBC. So he's arrested by the Intersol, which is like an intergalactic police force. And all his assets are seized, including... And Intravenous Inc. was bought by Magenta Price, who was another character from the Doctor Who magazine comic strips. She met the 10th Doctor as a temporary companion to the 10th Doctor during the time of the Specials era. And I like the way that Doctor Who's expanded universe can do that. Introduce new companions that you don't see on TV and give them life in the comics. The Tyson Comics have done that with Gabby. She was a great companion to the 10th Doctor. But Josiah W. Dogbolter, he also has a daughter, Berakka Dogbolter, who was introduced in the recent 13th Doctor comic strips for Doctor Who magazine. I quite like her. She basically took footage of the 13th Doctor and she edited them out of context to make the 13th Doctor look bad. So everybody, thinks everybody's kind of scared of her, thinks she's evil, that she's this big monster, but she's obviously not, as we know. And later, most recently, they had her team up with the first team Doctor, and she was sent into this like weird dimension with her, which everything was kind of odd and topsy-turvy. She has a lot of traits of her father. She's quite ruthless as well, and she basically wants to avenge her father, wants to avenge what happened to her father being arrested. And I quite like her. I think she's quite feisty, it's fun, quite current, being a strong female character, which is popular now in this current era. I really like those characters. I think they're great. Berakka's got this really unique look, this female frog look with the hair, and she's very feminine. And it's just a quirky kind of idea that fits the Chibnall era really well. But what do you think about Dogbolter and Berakka Dogbolter? Let me know in the comments below. I would appreciate a comment if you would like to leave one. So yes.